Larry, welcome to London Real.
Thanks for having me. Let's get into it. This sounds fun.
Yeah, let's jump into this. So, in 2011, I walked away from my job as a banker in London. And based on my inspiration of Joe Rogan, who at the time wasn't even on YouTube, I mean, very few people knew about Joe. I was into my fighting and mixed martial arts. So I knew him as the commentator of the UFC, but I was watching his podcast when he was literally on a sofa with his friends on Ustream. It was so low tech, it wasn't even funny, Larry. And I decided to start my own Joe Rogan in London, and we called it London Real because I always thought London was a tremendous brand name, and I thought I would just grab it. And this was in 11, and I still remember getting our first Twitter account. And again, social media is still newish. Instagram didn't exist back then. Facebook, it didn't even have like a business page. You had to kind of co-opt a personal page, and it was still the early days. And it was something we kind of grew up with the internet. We kind of grew up with this publishing. And I remember in the early days, just being recognized by something like Wikipedia would have been just a tremendous honor and a sign that we were now relevant, as a show. And of course, being recognized by mainstream media was something we kind of always wanted as well. And so fast forward to 2014, 2017, 2020, when COVID happened and lockdown happened, we were one of the few channels that started asking hard questions and having guests on that started going against the mainstream narrative. And famously on April 2020, we had the second largest YouTube live stream in the world, second only to Trump's coronavirus briefing that day from DC. And that episode was banned and deleted 10 minutes after we finished it. Now, I had gone 9 years, Larry, and never had a single episode taken down from YouTube. We were in their partner program. I would go down to the studio. They would take us to lunch, and we started an all-out war. And it wasn't just YouTube. It was systematically Dropbox, Twitter, Facebook. Everybody was taking us down. And then soon I realized that we were being ripped apart on Wikipedia. And I just couldn't believe it because I think we all just assumed it was this transparent, trusted source of information equal to the truth, and I started finding out firsthand how it wasn't. And Larry, I would tell people,
how do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
How it wasn't, and they thought I was crazy. They're like, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, no. There's people on there that have it out for me that won't allow me to change things or even update what I think are facts. And so I'm really curious what you make of our experience there. Just feeling that. And it started right around 2020. I will say that I may or may not confirm that I ended up having to pay someone just to hold my wiki status quo, Larry. So to be as less libelous and slanderous as possible. We couldn't change it, but this guy was a vigilant there just to make sure it couldn't get worse. And I've had to live with that for the last few years. So that's been my experience. I'm curious, what's your take on that and many other stories like it?
Well, your story is fairly typical. I've heard a lot of such stories. Peter Schiff actually reached out a couple of months ago and said that his story of being investigated by the government and then entirely exonerated was not properly told by Wikipedia. The fact that you're bad-mouthed, and well, I'm not really sure how you are bad-mouthed exactly by Wikipedia, is certainly par for the course if you challenge the narrative, generally speaking. In fact, there are podcasts, I suppose, that can be used as sources on Wikipedia. Not very many of them. I'm sure that London Real is not one of them, if it's even on the perennial sources page. That would actually be a win for you if you could actually be cited as a source. And, that would be something to have your guy look at. It is absolutely true that people who can afford it will pay and have maintained their pages by, PR firms that specialize in working on Wikipedia. And it's required, essentially. Otherwise, they will absolutely take you apart and libel you mercilessly with no recourse. Part of the problem here is that you're dealing with anonymous people. You can't sue them because you don't know who they are. And you can't sue the Wikimedia Foundation, which is the owner of the platform, because of Section 230 protections. So, yes, I'll tell you what I've told many people before. I'm personally sorry for what you've gone through. I'm sorry to have sort of unleashed this on the world. I did not intend for this to be an engine of libel as it has become. It's a real shame.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below. Hi, it's Brian Rose from London Real. You probably know that we've just recently been re-platformed on YouTube after 25 months completely in the dark. The truth is, I really need your help. What I really need you to do is click on that subscribe button right now, like this video, and maybe even leave a comment or share the link with friends. We're really fighting against an algorithm that's tried to keep us quiet for so long. And the more subscribers we have, the more people watch our content, the better guests we can bring you, the better content, and we can continue transforming lives. We've been doing this for 14 years now. I want to do this for another 14 years, but I really need your help. So click on that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, share this, and we're going to continue to bring you more and more great content. Thank you.